Hello everyone, Marshmallow Jewel back with another video, and today I've been going through some of my Photon Hypernova bulk and putting it into my big boxes here, organising it and whatnot, and I found a card that I think needs discussing. The card in question is Manticore of Smashing. It's basically a Manticore of Darkness retrain. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try and tell you that it's meta breaking. In fact, I doubt it's even ever going to see any competitive play in its lifetime. I'd really quite like it if it does, because that'd be freaking cool. However, I don't think it will. But it does have another talking point that we should be discussing and looking at that I feel no one else has. So that's why we're here today. So Manticore of Smashing reads that during your main phase you can add Fissure or Smashing Ground from your deck to your hand, those specific cards, very old classics. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish a Fissure or Smashing Ground from hand or grave to special summon this card. You can only use each effect once per turn. So it's kind of cool, but it's nothing spectacular. It searches non-target destruction, and that will be a point I'll bring up later. So that's really quite cool. Now, the reason I brought this card up is because I feel it is a further sign of Yu-Gi-Oh! Trying to change how it's being played. You may have noticed within recent months, Ash Blossom has seen like countless, probably 4 or 5 reprints that are very easy to obtain from Megatins to Structure decks, oversaturating the market and making it very, very easy to obtain, which is great. This means budget players, even ones who struggle to afford a Structure deck or something, can probably get one for free or not even £1/$. They can get it very cheap, and that's great, as it means people who just want to play the game for fun can have fairly competitive decks. However, you might be thinking, yeah, okay, how is this related? Well, why are they reprinting Ash Blossom so much? One, it's a great sale point. It makes people want to buy things if they can get Ash Blossom in their collection. However, I think it's because Ash Blossom is becoming more obsolete, not quite as good anymore. And that's for a few reasons. So obviously, don't get me wrong, Ash Blossom is a great card. It can stop things like Branded Fusion, and if you're lucky, still on occasion one Ash Blossom can fully shut down an opponent and just win you the game. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a bad card. However, with the recent design choices of certain decks, even with the brand new Amazoness support, the way they search cards works differently and actually avoids Ash Blossom. Because they are like instantly from deck to field or something rather than deck to hand. I can't quite remember how, but it does just straight up skip Ash Blossom and can't be hurt by Ash. So what I'm saying is that the game is trying to change, and so that's why cards like Ash Blossom are really common and easy to get now, as they're not quite as impactful with how the game's changing. Which brings me on to Manticore of Smashing. We've recently seen some retrains, such as Kyryu Shin, having the Ocean Dragon Lord Kyryu Shin deck be pretty cool, and we've seen many throughout the past, many retrains. However, the way they've gone with this retrain, as it is still a retrain of Manticore of Darkness, a old beast warrior monster that was not really used or anything, but it was really cool and quite iconic. This is a retrain that, instead of retraining a lot of cards, actually just gives more functionality to older cards. And I feel alongside the new way of searching that decks are having, and this with Manticore of Smashing, we're just heading into a new way of Yu-Gi-Oh! Being played. To further enforce this, the newly brought out Trap Tricks deck, utilizes the Trap Hole cards. Now obviously there's new Trap Hole cards and things like that that can be used, and the Trap Tricks they've always done this, but by bringing out new cards, making the deck more competitive than ever, as well as bringing out cards like Manticore of Smashing as just little side cards in booster sets, it's obvious that they're trying to give old cards more functionality rather than just making new versions of every card. And I think this goes hand in hand with how the new cards are searching differently, bringing the cards out to the field differently. I think we are just heading for a new type of Yu-Gi-Oh! So what do you think? Do Do you think this is right? Do you think maybe it's just a phase? Or do you guys think that we are actually heading into a new form of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Ash Blossoms and Hand Traps aren't going to be as good? We're going to stray away from that sort of playing in your opponent's turn element and rather go for being able to reuse classic cards over and over again in all sorts of new ways that they could never have been used before. I personally think we are, and I don't see a problem with that. It's different. I don't really have an opinion as of yet. I'd have to see how it goes. The only thing I may say is that it might just end up being watching your opponent play for 10 minutes and you playing for 10 minutes. But I think if it's done right, it'll be very cool and a good direction for Yu-Gi-Oh! To go. But yeah, also, what are your guys' thoughts on this for the longevity of Yu-Gi-Oh! And production, as if they do make the game go like this in the future, we're probably going to see a lot more reprints of classic cards or certain cards and not have as many new cards. We might have more stuff like Collector's Rare, Fissure and Smashing Ground, or maybe just secret ultra rare reprints in sets like Magnificent Mavens and Jewel Power and Jewel Devastator. We might have more sets like that as opposed to core booster sets bringing out new cards. Another card to mention is the new Harvest Angel retrained for the counter fairies that gives more functionality and usability to the Horn of Heaven and Black Horn of Heaven. This is just further evidence that we're going into an era that utilizes old cards more by giving them more functionality than what is first said on their actual card text. It gives them sort of like a second area of usage. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you want to have me do more card discussions like this, as I do often think about just random things to do with Yu-Gi-Oh! Such as this, and I think they could make some pretty cool videos. Let me know if you enjoyed. Let me know what you want to see, whether it's more deck lists, more discussions, more Tech Talk Thursdays. This is Marshmallow Duelist. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.